What is going on, everybody? My name is Ron. You're watching another video. The title you're reading is correct, but before we do that, before we get into the video, let's let that sweet intro roll. Let's go.
It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud, painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes.
Alright, just like I said, the title of the video is not clickbait. It is true. I bought a wolf pup, according to the owner. Okay, let me just give you some backstory on this one. Alright, for those of you who've been watching my channel for a little bit, I did have two other dogs. I had a bully and I had a mini bully. Now, the county that I moved into out here in Kansas, they do not allow pit bulls at all of any kind. If they have any kind of pit mix in them, they don't want them. So I had to sell Riley to somebody out in Kansas City, and then I actually gave Bragg to my aunt and uncle who live in Alabama. And they're doing both just fucking fine. So I waited a couple weeks. I wanted another dog, and this just got thrown in my lap. So it's not really a dog, but I've always wanted a wolf. And there he is. He doesn't like that I'm talking to the camera. Come here. All right, without further ado, this is Recon. This is the 8-week-old Timberwolf. Let's see, he has size. He's a decent size. I mean, he's got a really good coat. His coat literally is like a possum. If you look at his eyes, he has two circles over his eyes. He's adorable. He doesn't like the camera. But yeah, this is Recon. He's a 8-week-old Timberwolf. Why did I decide to get a wolf? I don't know. I've always wanted one. I think they're cool. They're exotic. But all the research that I did, they're nothing like dogs at all. From their mannerisms to their personality to the way they interact with people and objects, they're just not like a dog. They're not responsive like a dog. They're not very playful like a dog. Now him, since he's a puppy, he is pretty playful at the moment. You want to get down? Here. He's pretty playful at the moment because I'm getting him out of his comfort zone. So when I first got him, he would not let me touch him at all. So when I first brought him home, sat him down, tried to feed him food, I had to hand feed him in order for him to trust me. So like he didn't know what a dish was. I got him when he was about 6.5 weeks. He's 8 weeks now. And he was completely just scared shitless of me. So what I did was I put food in my hand and I let him walk up to me and smell it and started feeding out of my hand so he can gain my trust. And he can start trusting me as his owner or as his alpha, because these are pack animals, so he does follow the alpha of the pack, which is me. So it is what it is. Alpha male status. Beta. That was cringy. Okay. But yeah, like I said before, like these animals are not like dogs. They can't be treated as such. Like, so the mannerisms, the personalities, the way they interact with things and people are not like dogs at all. They're highly, highly intelligent, and we'll get into that. These animals are built different. For example, a German Shepherd can run up to like 12 miles a day, when a wolf can run up to 124 miles a day. So these guys are built different. Wolves are characterized with fearlessness and courage. These are pack animals, like I said, if you do interrupt them in their pack, they will get defensive because they are protective of their pack. But when you do see these things in the wild, if you ever do see these things in the wild, they actually will just straight up run from you. Curious creatures, but they're very shy. Especially these wolves in the wild, they're very, very shy. These wolves have really, really good immunity and really, really highly intelligent. These guys' brains are 30% larger than your average dogs. With sharpened smell, sight, and hearing, these guys can smell 5 times more than your average dog also. So life expectancy for these guys, in the wild, they're about 7-8 years, but in captivity, about 30-ish years. Oh, another fun fact is wolves don't bark, they howl. I know he's adorable, isn't he? All right, so how did I come up with the name Recon? Well, before I bought him, when I met the owner, who was a Native American gentleman, not gonna say the location, but somewhere in Kansas, I went to his ranch and I seen his parents and I met him. He was the last pup left, and he was really, really skittish. He's not really used to humans, because at the time they said he was about 6.5 weeks old. So I just stepped back and he ran from me every time I tried grabbing him, like just picking him up or smell me. He would smell and just run. So I started watching his mannerisms, his personality, and he'd scope out the area or the room that we were in. He'd watch every single movement of everybody's. He know where the entries and exits are. If you put him in a room or put him in an area, he knew how to escape. So he's like, he's doing a little reconnaissance in his brain. So that's why I came up with the name Recon. All right, now getting to the fun part. What do I feed something like this? Now, if you YouTube anybody who owns a wolf pup or a hybrid wolf, they feed them raw. And usually that is the best thing for these animals. You do not want to feed them commercial dry food. It's bad for their digestive tract because their digestive tract and the enzymes are actually built to break down bone and cartilage and fatty fats and stuff like that. So I keep them on a purely raw diet. Alright, what we have for breakfast for Recon today is some liver, some organ meats, some 80% lean ground beef, and an egg. I'm going to cut the liver up, mix all the stuff together, crack the egg open, and just whisk all the stuff together. Yeah, so as you've seen, I give them mixed up organ meats, raw eggs. Sometimes I'll crush up the shell really fine so we get some good calcium in there. Raw ground beef, everything's raw. Chicken, he hasn't really gotten to the chicken drums yet. He doesn't really like them, but I started giving him chicken gizzards with, it has a lot of tendons in it, so he gets to use his jaw bones, because you don't want to feed a wolf or a wolf pup dry dog food, one, because their digestive tract, and then two, they need to use their jaw bones, because I want to say that they have about 30% more bite force radius than your average dog, because these animals are made to crush bones in the wild. So why would somebody like you want a wolf dog, or what do you expect if you want to get a wolf dog? A lot of people online, they say, don't get one. A lot of people say they're good to have, but they take a lot of training, which is true. Depends on what side of the spectrum that you are on. If you want it more like a cat person, where you just want to throw it down and just go throughout your day, then do not get a wolf dog. But if you have time, you have patience, and you want to also learn a few things, do some research. Like, these guys are really pack creatures. They're very social, but inside their pack. So he's very loving. This guy follows me everywhere I go. So I'm training him leashless training right now. So everywhere I go, he follows me. I don't have to carry a leash at all unless it's mandatory, like in the store or something like that. So which brings me to a store. I try to get this guy as socialized as possible. I bring around other animals, other dogs. I bring around cats, bring around people, kids, men, women, children. I try to get this guy in front of as many people and as many hands as possible, because I want him to see that people are good, that people are okay, they're not scary. So when it comes down to training these guys, you need a lot of patience. No. What the fuck? Recon! What are you doing? How did you do that, you little beast? You just need a lot of downtime, because these guys, they said they're not like a dog. Dogs are bred to be passive. Dogs are bred to be trained. Wolves are wild animals. They don't have in their genetic makeup to be trained like that. But also keep that in mind that actually hybrid wolves out in like Czechoslovakia and stuff like that, these dogs are actually made for the military, for search and rescue, for drug reconnaissance, stuff like that. So these guys are very they can be trained to be very beneficial to you. So yeah, I got a wolf dog. Let me go get him. So yeah, so this is Recon. I just want to give you guys a quick update on what's going on in my life, and he hates the camera right now. Yeah, we're gonna go on a walk here shortly, so I appreciate you guys stopping on by, and let me know in the comments down below what you think. Think I'm crazy? Hit me up on Instagram right here if you have any questions, or if you're looking at getting a wolf pup yourself. Other than that, you gonna say bye? You ain't gonna say bye. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, 'cause